Alright, everyone, welcome back to another live stream. And yeah, good. It's showing that it's live. Can you hear me though? That's the question. Good. It's showing. Yeah, it's showing. Okay. So yeah. This is gonna so hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream. Today this is going to be my cast assessment for Minecraft Championship Scuffed, or MCC Scuffed. And this is ridiculous. I mean, this is quite impromptu because I did not expect this at all. I didn't think this was happening. I literally just saw the CBKs, like all things MCC teams announced in predictions video, and so it's a non-canon event, and it seems to be like an April Fool's type event because it's on April 1st, and so it's a bit different. So I'm gonna share my screen. I didn't end up making a Google document or Google. And do want to make sure this is showing up on stream. Past streams, my face cam has been having a couple issues, but hope it's fine here. Okay, it's showing. So we're good. Now they did really. Now, this is an interesting cast. I think there's it's this event's pretty much for fun, and I don't really know what to think here. I do like, and it was kind of hard to come up with a winner pick. Now they did a really dumb thing and something I didn't really like, even though it's kind of April Fool's or a joke, more of a joke. They announced the teams not in order, or like they usually. So you usually start off with the Red Rabbits, end up with Pink Parrots. They did not do that. They just went in a random order. So I'm gonna be going through the teams in the order they were announced on the MCC Twitter account. So yeah, let's get into it. So let's start off with the Lime Llamas, where we have Skeppy, Awesome Dude, Bad Boy Halo, and Ponk. Now, overall, I think this team is pretty strong going into this event, and obviously it is for fun here, and obviously that could probably hold them back. But I wouldn't be surprised if this team, if it does make it to Dodgeball, if this team does end up winning, because all four players here are pretty decent, and they played in past events, and it seems like a pretty decent team. Now, in terms of where do I think they'll land in a ranking or the standings, probably top half, maybe, considering the other teams. But I wouldn't be surprised if this team ends up getting a 6th. Because apparently Bad Boy Halo is not as good as we thought he was. But yeah, and Skeppy's good too. So I think Sam will probably be Sam and Ponk will probably be the better ones out of this group here, or out of this team here. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So kind of in winter contention. If you made it to Dodgeball, there's definitely a chance that this team wins. Next up, we have the Axolotls, where we have Ant Frost, Connor Eats Pants, Tubbo, and Red Velvet Cake. Now, I don't think this team is going to win. In fact, I think this team is a candidate to get into the bottom half of the standings. But it all kind of depends on the games. There's a lot of people who don't really know what MCC Scuffed is. For all we know, this event isn't even happening, and they just put up together teams. I'm under the impression that it's more of just remixes. But yeah, and I think this is a pretty decent team here in terms of VOD. I don't think they're gonna be everyone's gonna be trying as hard. I don't think this team's gonna win though. but they've done and there's definitely a chance that Tubbo's still doing the Tubathon at this point, because it's still going. And it would be interesting to see it last like 2 MCCs. Now, with this MCC being in April 1st, I would assume there's going to be another MCC in sometime in the latter half of April. And yeah, so we'll see what happens here. Not really winner contention for me. I think Anne Frost will probably be the better person on this team, but we'll see what happens. Next up, we have the Purple Pandas, where we have Vixella, Dr. Gulong, Cryptic Zeus, and Fire Breath Man. And I think this team is kind of in winner contention, I guess. Like, I would love to see the Simmers pull off a win here. Obviously, we saw Zeus get his win in a while back in season 2. And that would just be interesting. I think that would be very fun. Now, I think overall, if they do try, they could make it to a dodgeball. And so I'm actually going to keep them in winner contention for me. But overall, I get I don't think this team will get last. So there's that. It could fall in the bottom half of the standings. Like, this team could really go anywhere, to be honest. So we'll see what happens with this team. Kind of in winner contention, kind of not. We'll see what happens, though. Ooh, yeah. As you can see, I'm kind of just running through these teams. Next up, we have Solidarity. We have the Yellow Yaks. We have Solidarity Gaming, Amesy, Phil, and Blushy. Now, I don't know. I think this team seems pretty well rounded, and it could make the top half. Overall, I don't think this team's gonna win. It does make it to dodgeball. I could definitely see a case where this team does win. But Solidarity Gaming has done some pretty atrocious events in at least in the latter half of season 2. And Blushy did not do that bad in the last event. And Phil's been doing great as well. Like, every player here is doing decently well. But since it is a non-canon, I don't think they're going to be taking it seriously. So we'll see what happens. Probably I could see it getting probably a 4th realistically, maybe even a 5th or 6th. We'll see what happens though. Next up, we have the Blue Bats, where we have Gemini, Flip, Smallest Beans, or Joel, and Scott. And this team's a good team, I think. Now, Flip, it has been a very long time since we've seen him play. And it's been a few events since we've seen Gem play. And I think there's definitely, I don't think this team will win. But, I wouldn't be surprised if this team makes the top half. But I'm going to guess that this team lands into a 6th or a 7th spot here. Because, yeah. Now, you may have noticed, I'm kind of going through these kind of fast here, because this is kind of so impromptu. I don't really, and I'm kind of confused. A lot of people don't really know what's going on with this event here, and yeah, this is quite impromptu. So I'm just kind of just running with it here, and giving you my brief thoughts here, but. Yeah, and obviously the coins won't even matter here. So, yeah, we'll see what happens, though, with this Blue Bats. Obviously, Scott and Joel had some pretty good events recently. And, yeah, we'll see what happens. Next up, we have the Pink Parrots, where we have Grian, Lizzie, Shelby, and JoJo. Now, I think this is actually a pretty good team. It is in winner contention for me. It is. Because I feel like Lizzie is taking it not so seriously, and I like Lizzie playing in these MCCs. I think she's decent. Obviously she knows she's probably not going to win, and there, yeah. But Shelby and JoJo are pretty good players. Obviously JoJo is one of the best in the history of the event, and then we have we have Grian, who is a phenomenal player in his own right. But yeah, I think there's definitely winner contention here. So I'm gonna keep them in there. I did look at the All Things MCC cast assessment, and the teams announced and team analysis and predictions, and they put CPK put this team as number 3. Yeah, and I could at third place, and I could see that being a case here. Now, there's also a world where this team gets in the latter half of the standings. This is a kind of an interesting team. I think there's definitely a shot where this team wins, and there's also the shot where this team could probably maybe get even a 10. But I don't think it would. But we'll see what happens. Next up, we have the Green Geckos, where we have Ollie, or the Orion Sound, Puns, Krinios, and Becky. Now, everyone has won an event apart from Becky, but Becky didn't do that bad in the previous event. So we'll see what happens here. I think Krinios is a pretty good player, or Puns is a pretty decent player, and Ollie's pretty decent when he tries. But since it is a non-canon, I don't know if they're going to be trying as much. But I'm going to keep this team in winner contention because I do think that Puns is probably going to carry this team. And with the proper team dynamics and the proper teamwork, I think there's definitely a shot that this team wins. So I'm going to keep this team in winner contention for me. And then next up, we have the Red Rabbits. I think this might be the last team here. There might be another one. Oh, yeah, there's one Ocelot still. But we have Red Rabbits, where you have Sylvie, Hannah, Tapel, and G. Nelly. Now, I don't think this team will win. I actually do think it could probably get in the bottom half of the standing. Oh, it's kind of interesting, though. It's a weird team again, where Tapel's had some hasn't had that great. And it's been a while since we've seen Hannah in an event, and G and Sylvie are decent. So I'm not gonna put them in winner contention for me. I think it's probably going to land in the bottom half of the standings. But we'll see what happens. For all we know, there's gonna be a whole bunch of remixes, which that's probably going to be the case. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Next up, we still have a couple teams. Next up, we have the Cyan Coyotes, where we have Fall Symmetry, who just won an event, CPK, Pearl, and Pizza Hut. And I think this team's been pretty good winner contention for me, because I thought I was wrong. That I thought Pete was not as good as he used to be, and he ended up doing pretty well in the last event. He got into top 10. I think it was even top 3, really. And I kind of feel bad for that. Obviously, I think Falls just went. There's definitely this team's in winner contention for me. These teams are so balanced this event, I feel right? There's definitely a shot here for pretty. I could see an argument for pretty much every single team on why they would win. But yeah. I'm gonna keep it in winner contention. Obviously, Pearl's decent, and Pizza Hut's good. I don't think Pearl's won yet, so that would be nice to see her get a win now. Oh, we'll see what happens. It should be an interesting team to watch, and I know CPK put his team as number 1 in his predictions, and I could definitely see why. I wouldn't be surprised if this team gets dodgeable, but it is a non-canon event, so it wouldn't matter anyways. And I don't even know if a coin is in contention here. And the last team we were talking about, I believe, is Orange Oscillants, where you have Martin or In the Littlewood, Rambo, Sneak Snag, and Carl Corvus. I don't think this team's winning at all. I think there's 0% chance that this team wins. And I could actually see this team getting 8th, 9th, or 10th. Kara's had some pretty disastrous events. Sneak Snag is fine. I never takes the event seriously. He, in my opinion, Rambo is actually, I think he's probably the best player on this team. And then Martin's pretty decent as well. Well, like there's a shot that this team gets like 5th. That might even be a shot. I don't think this team makes top half, and I like at all. So, not in winner contention for me, unfortunately. And my winner now for my winner pick, I did end up going with Green Geckos. Now, like it's weird because I ended up changing it. I had 4 teams in winter contention, or 5. It's like really difficult because let's look about it. Because there's some pretty good teams like Cyan Coyotes, pretty balanced teams, and I feel like there's a shot that this team could win. And Green Geckos, I think this team could win, and because with the proper team dynamics. Pink Parrots, I think there's a shot that they win. Obviously, JoJo did really well in the last event. And like, I think this is probably some of Scott's best work here. Like, Purple Pandas, even though, like, it does have the Stimmers who are pretty inconsistent in some cases, especially Vixel and Dr. Gulon. There's definitely a shot. They are in winner contention for me. Obviously, Fire Breath Man is one of the best players in the history of the event, and I think he does end up winning. I think if this team makes it to a dodgeball, I think this team could win. But the reason I went with the Green Geckos is I think they do have what it takes. Really, I think this team will have a pretty good team dynamic. They seem serious enough to the point where they're going to try and get this. But who knows what will happen? Like, there's obviously a shot. Like, anything could happen. Now thinking about it, this team could actually probably get a 10th, let's be honest. And that might happen because the team I chose for my winner picked an MCC 29, and I'm getting 10s anyway. So, there we go. But there we go. That is my cast assessment for MCC Scuffed. I would assume there's going to be like remixes and stuff. We don't really know what this event really is. There's a lot of good teams here. It's going to be an interesting event and to watch here. But there we go. That is it, really. So next, I do have other videos and live streams planned. I have a live stream for AGT All Stars. I'm going to do a review for that. Challenge UK. I'm going to do a review of that. Challenge World when that ends, I'll do a review for that. Australian Survivor Heroes vs Villains. I really enjoyed the latest season, so I'll do a review of that. There we go. This stream's going to be a bit shorter than some of the past ones. So yeah, what could you do though? I didn't really think I was going to go live for that long here. I kind of just want to give you my pre-event thoughts. And obviously things could change. We'll see what happens though. But there we go. That is the video. That is the live stream. Thanks for watching. Bye.